How's it going?
It's all right.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Happy America Day.
America.
Sorry, I apologize for the reflection of the screen in my glasses. I had to take my contacts out the other day. My eyes needing a rest. And so...
You can't read without your glasses.
Well, the worst is when I'm out driving and I have to wear sunglasses over my glasses.
It's a nice look.
And it's a little... it's whatever.
A little grandma.
Fine. It looks fine, but it's a little hard. It feels a little weird. What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Sunday Live Haul Show.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting early today. Normally, this is at 2 o'clock Pacific time. We're starting a few hours early because it's the 4th of July, guys. We have a 4th of July barbecue to go to because that's what Americans do, okay?
We barbecue, we drink beer.
Yeah. And to our American friends out there, pretty sure you barbecue and drink beer on the regular, too, so whatever. Hopefully,
our non-American friends?
Yeah, like Canadians.
Okay, you didn't say non. You said...
What?
Never mind.
What did I say? Roll the tape back.
You said to our American friends. I said, well,
that was redundant. Well, I'm going to go back and check the tape, guys. We're only a minute and 30 seconds in, so I know right at the beginning, we're going to see who's right and who's wrong. It's probably me, but I'm still going to look. Okay? What's happening?
Hello, everyone. So we did do a show on Wednesday. I think some of you guys... may have seen it. For those of you that are just tuning in and did not see our Wednesday show, our Reseller Remix tickets are live
and on sale. It's true.
Sale.
I will say, so first of all, I'm getting really excited about it. It's been so long since we've had a seller event. eBay Open didn't happen in 2020. It already was going to only be a virtual event. And then, of course, the pandemic happened. So it's like so many of our friends we haven't seen in forever, and seeing the people who are coming to this, and it's like all of our favorite people that we usually see at eBay Open. So it's going to be awesome, except it's going to be like a more intimate, smaller group, 300 instead of like 3,000.
I think
it's going to be awesome.
Our mini eBay Open, we are actually super excited. Yes, it's not going to be just eBay.
It's not just eBay.
But as you know, we are fairly eBay centric. Both our group and us and Teresa as sellers are eBay centric. So our little boss reseller event, I think is going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to seeing all of our friends. I'm actually genuinely enjoying the excitement I'm seeing in our boss Facebook group from the people that have already purchased tickets or are purchasing tickets. And they're all getting excited about transportation and meeting up and meeting new stranger friends. I'm super excited for it. So I can't wait to see all of our stranger friends, or as many of you are as able to make it in person. The event will sell out. Unfortunately, we can only hold 300 people at the venue that we have chosen. That's we ain't eBay. It's all we can afford.
Yeah.
But hopefully you can find it in your budget and jump on a ticket.
I will say, because of the community that we're in, probably more people than not are going to be eBay sellers that are there. But I will say the content is actually not going to be eBay centric, because most of the sessions and seller panels, going to be lots of seller panels, are actually going to be more broad as far as business type stuff that you're going to be able to use
and seller,
regardless of what platforms you sell on. But we will be covering things like with Posh and Etsy and other platforms. So it's really not, I feel like this one's actually going to be more seller centric, while eBay Open, of course, is for sellers. When it comes to the actual content, it's very much about just the platform, what the platform can do for you. Whereas I feel like this event is more about sellers and just what you can do for your business in general as a reseller, tools that you need that are going to help you to grow and take it to the next level. Like we talked about on the show that we did on Wednesday, how do you hire people, sourcing, wholesaling, all kinds of things. That really doesn't matter what platform you sell on. But anyway, we've noticed a lot of people talking about this, and several people being super nervous, and they want to come really badly, but they're scared because they have social anxiety. They've never done something like this on their own. They're not going to know anybody. They're going to have a hard time talking to people they don't know. And listen, we totally get it. And believe it or not, I actually am somebody who has social anxiety. Like, I can be silly and I can be on here and be crazy. Anybody who actually meets me will notice that Vikki actually talks way more than I do. When you just first meet me, and I tend to be a lot quieter. And it's not until you get to know me better that then I become ridiculous and over the top and talk too much. So I totally get it. Like, going somewhere.
So clearly she feels like she knows you all really well.
Well, I can't see their faces right now, but my point is, like, I totally get like going to something where you don't know anybody and being really nervous about it. But what's super interesting about this community and getting to know each other online is it's so crazy when you meet people in person. It's like you already know them, and you already have so much in common. For those of you who do this on your own, when you try to talk to your friends or other people about what you do, they don't really get it. And all of a sudden you have these people that you're surrounded by who you know from online, who know exactly what you do, who get what you do, who understand what you're going through, who understand your struggles, but also understand how excited you get when certain things happen in your business.
They also want to hear you talk about it. Unlike your family members and friends that don't understand, you get a whole 3-day event full of people that, you know, like to do the same thing and like to hear about your stories and talk about it. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? We've actually got that reaction when we went to eBay Open the last couple of times. We had already had our YouTube channel and had met a lot of you virtually. Even though I knew a lot of people walking into the last couple of eBay events because I made so many friends the first year when I only knew one person. So we had a lot of people come up to us and we're like, I feel like you already know you. I already know you, but you don't know me. And I'm like, but because you do. You do know us.
We overshare, okay?
Yeah,
all right.
We're a bit much. You do know us. What you see is what you get. This is who we are. And you guys do know us because we share a lot of ourselves with you.
Yeah.
So you're right. You already know us. We're already your friends. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap this part of it up, but we do want to encourage you to check out, I have the link down below to the Reseller Remix website, as well as the tickets. So if you're on the fence, if the only thing holding you back is that you're nervous or scared, I would say try to overcome that and come anyway, because I'm telling you, many, many years ago, I made a pact with myself that if the only reason I have to say no to an opportunity is that I'm scared, and that's my only excuse, I would force myself to say yes. And let me tell you, I've done some scary stuff because of that, and I've never regretted it. There's something else I was going to say. I don't remember, but seriously, go down below, check the links. And, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. And then the one last thing about anybody who's kind of nervous about going somewhere on their own, once you are registered for the event, you actually get to join the Facebook group that's just for the Boss Reseller Remix. And so it's going to be a much smaller group of people, and you're going to be able to get to know each other much better before the event even happens.
Or find a roommate if you're looking for a roommate, maybe somebody you can travel with, all that kind of stuff. We're going to try to make that happen and introduce some people that need to meet each other. So,
and the last thing I was going to say actually is that in the next couple of days, I'm going to be getting a lot of the bios and names of our presenters. So that's going to start going up this next week. So you're going to be able to see who's actually coming, or some of the people that are actually going to be coming and speaking and presenting. So that might help some of you guys make a decision about whether or not you are going to go ahead and pull the trigger and come hang out with us in Vegas, because it's going to be awesome. It's going to be super fun.
And we do have a rough schedule already up on the website itself.
Sort of.
A topic list.
Topic list, yes. So anyway, all right, let's go ahead and start the show and not take up too much of this time talking more about the Boss Reseller Remix. So this is our Sunday live haul show. We break it up into 3 parts. We look at our numbers for the last week, our gross numbers, kind of break down the fees, our cost of goods. Second part of the show, the middle part, we look at some sales highlights, some of the stuff we've sold in the last week. Now, we didn't have a show last week, so some of my sales highlights are actually from the week before, because this one.
Oh, I didn't even pull those.
No. Here's why. Because this one sends me her list of stuff that she sold, and it's like 11 things, and then I got to come up with 11 things.
It wasn't 11. It was
yes, it was.
8.
No, somebody can't count. I think we're going to know the truth here in a minute, so might as well not argue with me. Anyway, it sends me 11 things, and believe it or not, I kind of had a good week last week, and you might think I'm just saying this, but I think I totally beat Victoria last week.
You probably
did.
I
didn't even get to show you guys, so it's like super lame, but at least I can show you.
So it didn't really happen.
You shut your mouth. So at least I get to show you some of the sales highlights from last week, because there's some cool stuff that I sold. And then the last part of our show, we are going to show some of the stuff that we picked up this week, which you went to the bins, but you also just recently, with the help of our friend Britt, we're connected with somebody who's going to be an ongoing source for you, kind of a personal private honey hole That's going to get you weekly stuff for, I don't know, the foreseeable future.
I don't know how long. It's going to be a long time.
Long time. Probably as long as
it's
you
a
want
lot of stuff.
As long as you want to keep doing it. So she's going to be able to talk to you a little bit about that later on. Something that probably most resellers would just kill to have an opportunity like this. So I think it's pretty cool. And you'll show some of the stuff that you got this last. Why are you smiling at me?
Because I think you had some extra caffeine this morning because you have been babbling a non-stop.
I had one caffeine. Okay.
I had one caffeine.
All right. Anyway, so of course
it's gonna be.
I did a big yesterday's fits buy because I didn't do any sourcing last week, and then I also bought some stuff from Barry. So let's go ahead and look at our numbers. Okay. This week, meh. Let's just say, meh. Considering how much I spent on inventory this last week, my numbers are real meh. All right, let's go ahead and look at this. I'll make this bigger. So, yeah, eBay. eBay, come on, man. I always try to hit like 2,000 on eBay gross if I can in a week, but did not happen. I did the week before. Just saying, it did.
Okay.
Quit not believing me. So this is this last week from last Sunday to yesterday, the 3rd. I had 23 eBay orders, 8 Etsy orders, 1 Instagram. Grailed, I don't know what the deal is, but I did 1 sale on Grailed, 1 sale on Mercari, and I've already had 2 Grailed sales today. So come on, Grailed. For a total of 34 outgoing orders. My eBay gross was $1,521.41. My Etsy, $572.33. Instagram, $200. Grailed and Mercari, $157. And then my total there is $2,450.74. Shipping, not bad, $145.81. You can see all the fees broken out there. And then my cost of goods, $445. And so my total net, $1,608.41. I really like to hit at least 2,000, but so it wasn't like the worst week ever or anything like that, but fell short of what I tried to get. And my gross average sale price, definitely good, $72.08. I always, my low goal is always $70, and my net average sale price, $47.31. So let's go ahead and look at Victoria's. What you got?
So eBay was a little bit slow for me this week, to be fair. My last 2 weeks, again, summer slowdown.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 really good weeks, 2 pretty meh weeks. Mm-hmm. And then this week is meh too. But anyway, 28 eBay orders, 8 on Etsy. Etsy's looking good for this last week. 14 on Poshmark. Posh was also good this week. Not fantastic, but good. 2 on Mercari. Again, Mercari, I'm questioning every day whether I should stay on Mercari, to be honest with you. It's a tough thing. I do not sell very well on Mercari. Vintage clothing is just not, not for my good prices, not for my higher prices. It's just not my thing. So it is what it is. I don't do as well on Mercari as I would like to. List Perfectly makes it super easy to cross post. I did a little breakdown. I looked at what I've done in the last year and how many hours it takes me every week, and then did an hourly thing. And I'm still making good enough money to make it worth it. So we'll see. We'll see going forward. So I had 52 total outgoing orders, 1,706 on eBay, 756 on Etsy, 532 on Poshmark, 57 on Mercari, for a total of just over $3,000 in gross sales for the week, which is good. It's a good week. 262 in shipping, 204 in change. Hello.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to. Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
204 in change on eBay, 64 on Etsy, 106 Poshmark, Mercari fees, total fees $645. My total cost of goods relatively low, as it usually is, at $168. So my total net sales, $2238.54. So that's a pretty good week for me, 22 net. I prefer to be closer to the 2,500 range for net, but I'll deal with 22.
You'll take it.
I'll take it. My gross ASP.
Sorry, I'm coughing. I took a drink of water. She's yelling at me, you guys.
My gross ASP is $58, almost $60, which is where I like to be. And my net ASP is high because my cost of goods is relatively low. So my net ASP is $43.05.
Nice work. Okay, sorry. Hold on a second here. She's giving me the hairy eyeball, you guys. My apologies. Anyway, very good. So you guys, I coughed, okay? I took a drink of water and it went in the wrong pipe. And she has no compassion, no empathy. This ever happened to you before? She's breathing hard, you guys. She's breathing hard. Anyway, so I'm hoping this next week's a little better. I will say we've been doing a lot, not being able to work a lot. And I do think, yes, there's just a summer slowdown, whatever you want to call it. But certainly my output as far as work has definitely gone way down over these last couple of months. And I'm sure that has an impact on our ability to keep our numbers up. But you know what? There's always a million different reasons why stuff happens the way it does. Okay.
Enjoying life is important too.
Yeah. So, and that's the truth. We've been doing a lot, but we've been having a lot of fun. I'm a little burnt out on like going and doing stuff. Can we not go away overnight for a long time, please? I guess this
3
month
weeks.
Well, 3 weeks. That's actually the longest time we've had without going away and spending the night
Since
somewhere else.
April. It's true.
So we'll be able to finally get a little bit of rest, maybe sort of, or at least be in our own beds. So
It's true.
Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and look at our sales highlights. Hold on one second. I was trying to get something up here because I had totally forgotten to put one of the things I wanted to show in my sales highlights up on the screen. And then I had a coughing fit and it all went to hell. So
You had a coughing fit interrupted my
I didn't mean to.
speaking.
It was an accident. Anyway, it was biological.
I might stab her today, guys. Happy Independence Day to me.
But we are going to be at a pool later, so that's your happy place. So I think
true.
Actually, I think I'm going to get away without being stabbed. So I think we're going to be okay.
Maybe.
It's
just because there'll be people around.
Yep. All right. I am Jamie. I absolutely am a homebody, way more than Vikki is. Way more.
I'm the social butterfly.
Yeah. When I tell people I'm actually an introvert, they think that's weird, but the reality is I actually am an introvert. I'd rather be home than going out and doing stuff. Not to say I don't have fun once I'm actually out, but I do prefer overall just staying home and doing a whole lot of nothing. And when I am out, at some point I hit my wall and she knows it and my eyes glaze over and then we go home.
And I get this little rub on my back. This is the signal. When Katy does this, that means she wants to go home.
Yeah, pretty much.
That means I'm done. Let's
Which
go.
Our friend Lou
wrap it up.
Which our friend Lou picked up on, and then sometimes we'll be out with them, and I'm just showing affection, and he's like, "Oh boy, somebody wants to go home now." So, all right, let's go ahead and look at some of our sales highlights for this last week. I'll go ahead and share this again here, and tell us what you got. This is some fancy stuff right here.
Yeah, I think I picked this one up. I don't remember if I grabbed this at the bins or if I picked this up in one of my estate clear outs. Either way, it's under $2 or $3. Invest in it. But girls, the 90s and Y2K is super hopping right now.
It's back.
So it's back. So this is a 90s jacket. I'm pretty darn sure I had one almost identical to this. It's not even a good name. It's a faux fur leopard print coat, and the name is like Misdemeanor or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, totally 90s. It's not even an expensive name or anything like that. This sold for $90, guys. $90.
That's awesome. Plus shipping. All right. First one up for me. Ooh, Cinderella Winger Bullet Boys, your favorite. This of these ones, probably what, Winger's your favorite?
Yes.
Bullet Boys you don't like. Cinderella, I don't know how you feel about
I
Cinderella.
love Cinderella, but yeah, hate Bullet Boys.
Okay, so I think I sold a few t-shirts from this bunch. These are a bunch of different t-shirts I picked up from yesterday's fits that were from a local promoter doing like the express bus of these shows. So they're date specific, one specific show. So they're kind of cool, kind of unique. So if I were a big collector of any of these particular bands, I would think this would be a cool pickup. But I paid, $50 for this one. And I ended up taking an offer for $150, just a really cool memorabilia from 1989. And you know what? Only a handful of people ever got this t-shirt, and who knows how many are actually even left in existence.
I just have a question on your condition on that one. You say in good use condition.
Yeah.
But it's dead stock. So how is it good? How is it used condition if it's dead stock? You put used because it has the discoloration.
I
Is
think
that why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't always. Sometimes, yeah, I'll usually say
That's a confusing.
if it doesn't have a tag. This one I might have said I usually would have kept this out, but sometimes if it doesn't have a tag, but to me it looks like it's probably dead stock, I'll say in good use condition, could be dead stock, because I'm not going to lie and say it's dead stock if I don't know.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But your condition description was a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. It's my point.
All right, you screwed up, is what you're saying.
I don't necessarily think I screwed up.
Of
I
course
just
not.
think
Never. She's never made a mistake.
Well,
in her
no,
life.
I don't have a problem with putting this in the description, so it doesn't bother me. But
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense.
well, I'm
And
sorry
you wash
have a
everything.
problem with that. I did not wash this. I don't wash it if I think it's dead stock. Sassy frassy. Anywho, I took an offer for $150 and paid $50 for it, so that was a good little flip. Next up for you.
This is another one, guys. Apparently, somebody needs to be told that it's the summer and hot as Hades. But yeah, this is another jacket that came in a bulk lot. So again, just a couple of dollars invested in it. It even had a stain on the front. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. And it sold for $101 plus shipping. Shipping probably cost me cost more than that, because this is a very big bulky jacket, but it was only going to like Arizona. Again, Arizona, over 100 degrees every day for the next several months.
Come on, guys.
Who doesn't want this heavy, stuffy Sherpa jacket in the middle of Arizona? Yeah, I don't know, but I'm selling. My winter coats and my fur coats are still selling, guys. Do not hold back on your inventory and listing inventory.
Get your heavy jackets out.
For sure.
There was some city or some country where it was like the highest recorded temperature, officially recorded temperature, I think, ever. And it was like 127 or 126 degrees.
No, thank you.
Crazy. I don't even know how you stay alive with that. All right. Next up for me is this Flintstones t-shirt. This is, I love this one because it's got Betty and Wilma on it instead of like Fred or anybody else. And
well,
it says,
and they
hey, girlfriend. And they what?
And they have like their really super cool jewelry on.
and those sweet shoes.
I like the platform shoes.
Very 90s.
Super 90s. Big hoop earrings and platforms.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, and this one definitely has condition issues. You can see it's got, let's see, what does it say? Some discoloration, a few holes.
It's got yellow pit stains and some holes.
It's pretty faint. It's not like super gross or anything like that. I know you can see it. And anyway, hey, girlfriend. So I had this one for a while. I paid, let's see, like $50 for it. And I took an offer for $150. So another one went for $150. But I usually do well with the Flintstone stuff. Next.
This was part of my pickup in Atlanta. So this is it's a Louis Vuitton polo shirt. It's not, it's uniformly faded. So it's got that pique knit, but it's been washed. So it's got that black kind of fade. It's not super crisp looking. You can tell by the photos. So I knew it wasn't going to sell for a ton. These tend to sell for the 150, 175 range all the time. It's also a size small. So it actually sold for the $104.97.
That's crazy.
I think I have $3 to $4 invested in it. I think that was what I averaged it out to. Each item that I bought there was around $4.
It's not this faded. I think that's just like
that's the light
blown out.
Yeah, it's blown out a little bit, but it's
still $100 to pay just so you can have that little crest.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's well made, of course, but it's still, yeah, it's just the crest.
Friggin' polo shirt.
Yep. Pretty much.
Ridiculous. You say you don't get it when it's like when I sell like a destroyed t-shirt and I look at something like this and I'm like, what is wrong with people? But everyone has their thing they like to buy. All right, next up for me is this Aliens t-shirt. So I had two Aliens t-shirts. I sold the first one forever ago. I don't remember how much I sold it for. And then I have this one, and I sold it to somebody for $150 like a while back. I might have even shown it on the show. And they got it, and they opened a claim for return, said didn't seem authentic, and it's like, which is just ridiculous. Like nobody's faking just a basic spell out movie t-shirt from the 80s. It's got, I mean, this is, yes, some vintage t-shirts get faked, but it certainly is not something like this, which is just ridiculous. It's got the copyright date right there. It's got the correct tag. And it's one of those things you can research and see what other similar or exact same t-shirts, what tags they come on to be able to tell if it is authentic. It's just silly. But anyway, I think they just didn't realize I had free returns and they could just return it. But whatever, sold it for $150, got it back, listed it again. It only took like a couple more weeks and I sold it. Somebody offered $170. So I was able to basically get the same price because, that basically took care of all the shipping there and back and blah, 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 blah. Sold it for more. And I'm happy to finally be rid of it because it made me so mad. So mad. What?
Okay,
you getting these?
Yeah, so I picked these up at a garage sale. These aren't even like fantastic photos, I have to be fair, but it's that wood that reflected the light so much. So anyway, these are these 3D, Pacific Northwest Native American art. These are perlite. So perlite is kind of like it's almost like an onyx. I don't quite know how to describe what it is, but
interesting.
Yeah, these are totally 70s. Like look at the, on the dark wood grain backboard, but they were cool pieces of art. We picked them up. I think I paid $5 at the garage sale for them.
I remember this garage sale. It was very hot.
It was very hot. It was probably this time of the year, but I've got to say I've had them for 2 years, close to 2 years.
You got some lamps there too.
I got
the
lamps.
Weird things I remember.
It's true. It was a mid-century garage sale because we don't find this kind of vintage stuff very often. Yeah. I think that was why it was a very cool garage sale. Anyway, I think I paid $5 for them. I have been sitting on them for almost 2 years, at least a year and a half. And they sold for the price you see there. They sold for $157,
nice,
$47, and shipping.
Very cool.
So I did charge shipping. They're pretty heavy, and yeah, I mean they're just pretty cool looking. They're definitely someone's going to hang them in somewhere, and they're going to look great.
It's a nice sale. All right, next up. I got this. So again, you guys can see it's a similar style to that Cinderella t-shirt that I sold. So this one came from the same place, but I got it from yesterday's fits. And this is a Janet Jackson 1990 show, Summer Escapade. In the back, I think should have the actual day of the show. Yeah, it was June 24th at the Pacific Amphitheater. So just a really cool t-shirt. And of course, being Janet stuff, some Janet t-shirts do sell for quite a bit. And so I paid $100 for this one because I knew it would be a really good one to be able to put up on my Instagram. So, I get that that's a lot to pay for a t-shirt. But for me, at where I'm at with my business now, I will pay up for some things if I know I'm probably going to be able to sell them pretty quickly and they're going to be good for my Instagram that I'm trying to build up. And so I paid $100 for this one and sold it relatively quickly. I took an offer for $200 because I'm like, whatever, quick flip, let's do this. Free up some more cash. And just a really, I think, a pretty cool shirt. Next up for you. Ooh, luxurious.
So this was really pretty. This is made of that fabric that would have been called liquid satin.
Ooh.
It's a beautiful, beautiful wedding gown. And unfortunately, like everything else that is super tall or super long or super tiny and vintage like this, it was very, very difficult to get a good photograph of it. It was just this beautiful 1940s wedding gown. And it's just stunning. I really, the photos do it no justice. First of all, it's liquid satin, so the light is reflecting off of it. And then you're trying to get a photo on it, and it's super small because, everybody weighed 42 pounds in the 40s. And it doesn't even want to zip up on a mannequin. So I have to say Crystal did pretty well at
I mean, I think this one looks cool. You can really see
getting as much of it into a photograph as good as she could. It was pretty difficult. So I picked this up in a bulk pickup. I think I paid $1 or $2 for it. And it sold. The woman asked me several questions. One of her questions that she asked me, okay, guys, listen. So, we all get these weird questions on orders. Can you get me this obscure measurement of the third, finger of that glove, And we're always like, oh, I'm going to go get off my butt. I'm going to go pull this out of inventory. I'm going to take the measurement they want. I'm going to send this to them. I'm never going to hear from them again. Right. Yeah. 9.5 out of 10 times. That's the way it goes. This person sent me a question to ask me what the measurement at the elbow of the sleeve was. I was like, are you effing kidding me? The elbow. You're a size small, but you have, I don't know, elephantitis of the elbow. I don't know, like what kind of.
Maybe they just do a lot of elbow workout routines.
I don't know.
Some swole elbows.
So she sent me, I went and got the measurement. She sent me a message back and she said, thank you for getting that measurement. She said, I'm an older bride. I have arthritis in my elbows. Of course, then I felt like an asshole. Right?
Yeah. See, look at you, big jerk.
Right. So she's like, I have arthritis in my elbow and one of my elbows is swollen. And I like the idea of, I think this dress is going to be beautiful, but I want to make sure it will fit and I'll be able to bend my arm. I was
Don't like, you feel ashamed?
I totally felt like a jackass after. Totally. So happily to say, I did get the measurement she needed. And then I sent out an offer later that day and she bought it for $250.
Nice.
And it shipped to Israel.
Oh, wow.
So I was pretty happy to get that. I did ship it using pirate ship. I did insure it because that for me, $250 is a high threshold.
Yeah.
I did insure it against loss, but I also insured it because Israel is one of those iffy countries. They do have delivery confirmation, I believe, door to door, but I haven't shipped there too frequently. And I have already I've lost maybe 2 packages there. So,
but I'm not worried about theft. Between the two of us, we've never had pirate ship not cover
correct
claims. So.
I'm not worried about theft. I'm worried more about loss.
Yeah,
some countries you worry about theft. This is not one of them, obviously. So I just want to make sure it gets to the woman.
Yep.
So that was my little story. I think it's a gorgeous and stunning dress. There really were, there was some slight discoloration on it, a little bit of white discoloration. And then she was asking me, how do I have it dry cleaned? I said, you need to find a vintage specialist, dry cleaner in your area. This is not something I would attempt to clean on my own.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Deb says, be kind to us stiff, swollen people. See, now you've learned.
I know. Deb, do you have elephantitis of the elbow too? I don't know. I felt bad. I was ranking on the question. I'm like, are you kidding me? The measurement of the elbow?
No, she's got the swollen knee.
I know she
was getting some fancy slacks, and she might need to get a special knee measurement. Okay, but no. Anyway,
well, if Deborah asks me for measurements of the knees for some new slacks,
you won't mock her privately to other people or on your YouTube show. Okay,
the knees are different. Elbows, it's a little weird.
Okay. Making excuses.
Shut up.
Poor grandma with arthritis elbows.
She didn't say she was a grandma.
She said she's older.
She said she was an older bride. She could be my age. I'm an older bride.
Yeah, you're old enough to be a grandma. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Your daughter's 28 years old. Jeez. You could be a grandma.
That's true.
Grandmas aren't all 80. Anyway, I bet there's plenty of young grandmas in our chat right now. David Bowie. Okay, see, guys, again, I've been selling these lately. This one's one of the best ones I think I have. This David Bowie one. I actually paid $80 for it. I did price it way up because, I mean, come on, David Bowie. So it did take a little bit longer, but I ended up selling it for $250. I paid $80 for it, sold it for $250. This is from 1990 Sound and Vision tour. Just a really cool t-shirt. I don't know if this one has like a specific dated show on it. I don't think so.
It just says 1990.
Yeah, but it's still that Express thing. It's got the Miller Genuine Draft thing on it. Just a cool shirt though. Jesse actually has another one of these. I might have to pick it up. But again, bought it for $80, sold it for $250. So nice little flippity flip. All right.
This is nothing special other than the fact that these are dead stock. And again, I keep talking about 90s and Y2K. Now, this style of Reebok has actually been reinvented. They're still selling them, very similar styles. This just happens to be a dead stock pair of 1990 Reebok sneakers. And it's sold on Etsy. I think I picked them up for $4 or $5. And they sold on Etsy. Took a long time. I think I had them for a year.
Yeah. Let's see what they sold for, shall we? She's giving me an evil eye, guys. Go ahead.
Dudes, I'm going to kill her today. I'm going to kill her today.
I'm going to swim to the other side of the pool.
They sold for $119.90. Plus I did charge for shipping on these. I think they paid $8.99 shipping.
Why such a weird price?
I don't know, because I felt like it. I said slacks on purpose.
I said slacks
to bust on you guys.
Okay, now you're stealing. Listen, she really is a grandma, you guys, in the brain anyway.
I said slacks.
No, I'm the one that said slacks. You were talking about dresses and stuff, and I said, what if she wanted to buy a nice pair of slacks? Oh my goodness! Someone review. We have to hold on a second. I need to get. Hold on. Go back to what you were doing. No, go back to what you were just doing.
Timestamp.
I was going to show her face because she was over here with her face down. Guys, I'm going to need some people in the chat to go back. First of all, the first 1 minute and 30 seconds and see who's right in that little argument. And then this one, she's trying to steal my. Yeah, I'm the one who said slacks, you jerk. Anyway,
we both did. Cherry, darling. Leah says today's the day. Today's the day. It is the day.
Anyway,
we might not make it.
I introduced the word slacks in today's show. This one over here, she can't even remember her own name, so
I can't even finish a sentence.
No, you can't.
I'm gonna punch you right in the mouth.
Kimothy says, "Wait till after the remix to harm me." She wants me to be there, so. All right.
Listen, it might be Weekend at Bernie's at the remix. Okay.
Come on, you need me a little bit. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and go. Whoops, I almost. Okay. Anything else on your $119.90 shoes?
No.
Okay. All right. You guys know how I feel about my ski stuff. I mean, come on. This is, of course, a t-shirt I picked up from yesterday's fits. Jesse knows now that he's in big trouble if he doesn't set aside all skiing things for me. This one's awesome. And I also want to give a shout out. I haven't seen her in the chat, but I want to give a shout out to Allison, Big Drift Thrift, because this last couple days ago, she watched Aspen Extreme, the 90s classic, for the first time. And one of my favorite guilty pleasures. It's such a ridiculously awesome 90s ski movie. So I'm not going to lie. I put Aspen Extreme in the keywords of pretty much every Colorado ski thing I put up. But I sold this. Let's see. How much did I sell it for? And this one actually hadn't gone on sale because I had listed after my sale already started this month. So $69.99, and it's going to Turkey. It's going to Turkey. Somebody in Turkey.
Do they do a lot of skiing in Turkey?
I have no idea. I've never been to Turkey. Maybe they have skiing there, maybe they don't, or maybe they just wish they did. But somebody in Turkey is going to be wearing this awesome Aspen Extreme True. T-shirt. I think it's pretty cool.
Liz says Colorado. Who's surprised? No one. So Jamie, will Katy be jacked up on Mountain Dew at the remix or shy? She won't. She doesn't drink Mountain Dew. That's Teresa.
No. Yeah.
So Teresa will be jacked up on Mountain Dew. But Katy won't be shy because she's not shy in her element. So eBay resellers are her element. Just like, I mean, I'll talk to anybody. You can throw me into a convention of friggin' shoe salesmen and I'll be talking to them in 5 minutes.
And I know how to force it. Not force it like I'm faking it, but I know how to turn myself on and put myself out there. And you would never know that I had any kind of social anxiety whatsoever.
No, Katy will be fine. When I first met her, she came by herself to eBay Open in 2017, and she didn't know anybody either. She had never met a single person other than a few people online. She had never met anyone in person, and she was super friendly and outgoing from the get-go.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. So Jamie wants to know, do all ski resort shirts do well or only vintage? You know, the ski stuff, what was that? I think it was Liz who actually found it. I think, was it Urban Outfitters, or what was there's one of those sites, one of those modern sites, and they had like a ski t-shirt, but it had like long sleeves sewn into it. It was like not even an upcycle thing. It was, come on, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think it was Abercrombie.
It was like one of those sites, and they're basically taking the stuff that is really cool vintage, and it's not even upcycling because it's like new shirt, but it looked like a t-shirt with a whole ski thing on it, and then it had like different sleeves sewn onto it. I don't know what it was. Free people, that's what it was.
Thank you.
So let me tell you, they're keeping an eye on things. They know what's doing well, but I think for the most part, the vintage stuff is going to be your best bet, but who knows? You never know. Okay. Next up for you.
So this is a twofer. Yeah. So I had a customer contact me and ask to purchase 2 items on Etsy. They don't usually, because I mean, you can combine stuff, but I had shipping listed on both of these. So I discounted one of them by $10 to do the sales. So this is one item. And this was also from a large estate pickup. So this I paid, $2 or $3 for. And the same thing for this one here, also $2 or $3. Vintage blazers, men's blazers. They do sit for a while, but if they have good patterns or they're well made, they're going to sell. So they both sold on Etsy one sold for,
let's see,
$129.95, and then the other one sold for $119.95. I took $10 off of it, so I sent it a refund. You won't see it in that, but because I had charged shipping.
Gotcha.
So I paid $2 to $3 a piece for them, and they sold for $250.
Nice.
Plus shipping.
They like their green plaid. So there you go. Very cool. All right. Next up for me is this Hobie sailing t-shirt. I like all the Hobie stuff. A lot of times you can get it'll either be like surfing or sailing or skateboarding. But I always pick them up just because I like this stuff. It doesn't always sell fast, but this one actually sold within like a week of me listing it, even though it was a size small. So again, I would say don't be scared to pick up stuff that's smaller. I mean, this one underarm to underarm 17.75. So that's pretty small. That's definitely a small shirt. It's worn, it's faded, but I love the graphic. And the 90s are definitely big right now, but so are the 80s. It's like kind of simultaneous 80s and 90s thing going on. But this one, again, I think I sold it. I had just listed it, so it never was on sale. And I also sold this one for $69.99. Paid like $10 for it.
So Deb says Gecko Hawaiian has a vault where they're actually selling their own vintage. So they actually buy from Katy. They've bought from Katy
a few times.
A few times. She's had some vintage Gecko items, and they have bought from her. So who knows? They may be reselling the stuff they bought from her. They told her they were recreating old designs.
And they were. And if you follow them on Instagram, they keep coming out with really cool stuff, recreating designs and patterns. They're one company that they were really smart, and they saw that all this stuff was coming back. And within the last couple of years, they've really ramped things up with their own business, their own company. So I think it's pretty cool because they've been able to cash in on the reemergence of the interest in their own brand. So, and they're not like a huge company. They're actually not a giant company or anything by any means. So I think it's pretty cool. Okay. Next up for you.
This actually sold quickly. I may have underpriced it. So it sold within 12 hours of it being listed. And then I actually had an offer on eBay about a half an hour after it sold, and I hadn't taken it down yet. So I think I might have priced it a little bit low. I sell Betsy Johnson all the time. I sell vintage Betsy Johnson all the time. This one I didn't think was anything super spectacular, but it is an 80s made in the USA Betsy Johnson back when it was in New York. So it was an earlier Betsy Johnson before she sold out and started being sold for cheap ass prices everywhere in, TJ Maxx and Ross and all that crap. But it was just a very, very cool. It's a satin stretch dress with a double zipper. I mean, it's a cool dress. So it sold for, and I paid $4 for this, by the way. I bought this one at Deseret. Nice. So it sold for $79.95, sorry. And it sold within a couple of hours. So cool. I may have underpriced it. Generally, I put them around the 120s, but I don't know. Whatever.
I like it. I like it
too.
Yeah. Liz says she just sold a Gecko Hawaii tank that she got from yesterday's Fits box, and it's from Vegas, and it's going back to Vegas. So that's pretty funny. And Deb says that with Gecko Hawaii, they're reissuing old designs, love all that stuff. Yeah, it's kind of cool because they're doing it themselves, and I think most of them they're doing like limited amounts, and their prices aren't crazy. It's like $30 to $40. And they're doing like a lot of it's not Hypercolor because Hypercolor is a specific brand. But they're doing a lot of that color changing t-shirts. So they're pretty cool.
Like the hyperwear.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, next up for me. So I'm not going to show you everything. This is actually from not this last week, but the week before. Speaking of multi-orders, I actually get them semi-regularly on Etsy, and this one was actually a repeat buyer. He bought from me a couple other times, but this was his biggest bulk order he's ever done, and it was 8 pieces for almost $450. So it was pretty awesome to see the little thing come up on my phone, the little app notification, and I opened it, and it's like, you have a sale of $440. I'm like, what? There was like 8 different t-shirts. I'm only showing one of them, but they were ranging anywhere from like $47 up to, this was the most expensive one, $89.99 on sale. And it's just, it's not any particular brand or anything. It's just a cool, really cool tie-dye design. It's got the heart on the back and it's got the yin yang on the front. But it's just a Fruit of the Loom
It's
tag.
actually a really cool tie-dye.
It is.
I've tie-dyed several times. Hello, camp counselor here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm horrible at it. My tie-dye never comes out looking that cute. I did make something with a heart once. And I think it's a pillowcase. I have it somewhere.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think I have it at camp actually.
But yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, people will see people asking questions and like trying to comp stuff out. And it's like, sometimes you just come up with a number and you go with it. And so I thought this was a really cool design that probably took some skill, and priced it high and sold it for $90. But again, this is part of an 8 t-shirt order for about $450. So it was pretty cool.
Actually, I have a yin yang tattoo and I love tie dye, and that's it. I didn't even see that t-shirt. I might have yoinked it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have let you.
It's a good size too.
But yeah, very cool shirt. All right, next up for you.
Cheryl, if you're watching or when you watch, here's another one of your favorites, the blankets. This is just a very basic San Marcos tiger blanket. If you look at my description, I was very, very clear. One of the things about San Marcos blankets and beater lack blankets is they really hang on to pet fur. And for whatever reason, it doesn't matter how often you wash them. And this has been washed. This is one of the things I always wash is blankets when they come into the house. I wash them and I put them through the dryer just in case, because they have kind of a thick and heavy pile. I'm not bringing critters into my house, right? Mm-hmm. So the dryer kills everything. And it also does get any type of, it does take a lot of pet hair off of it. But if you look at my description, I did put there, it has been machine washed and dried, was clearly owned by a home with pets, lots of pet fur embedded in the fibers. I wanted to be very clear. If you look at my photos, you can see all the pet fur that is not coming out. And there is what am I going to do? Pull them out one at a time? It's not like a lint roller or anything is going to get that out. It just doesn't. So, I just wanted to show that some people would be like, ugh, I'm not going to buy this. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't use it in my house. Not if it was not my pets. That skeeves me out a bit, but all of that being said, I paid about $3 for this blanket. And what did it sell for, Katy?
Let's check it out. Probably $1 million.
$129.95 plus $12.95 shipping. Nice. And it was only listed for a month, maybe 2 months. You never know. You just never know.
Nope. Very cool. I'm going to skip this one and go to this one. All right. Man, seriously, I don't know what it is with like the last week and a half or so. I sold so many of these shirts, but this is a Don Henley one from 1991. And this show was August 31st. I see Leah's in the chat, Cherry Darling of Gracie's Vintage, and she knows where this shirt came from. Anyway, Don Henley, I paid this one. I think I only paid like $40 for, and it took a little while for it to sell. This is one of the ones I've had a little bit longer, but I actually have 2 of these. I have one, I think that's a smaller size than this one. And, I sold this one. I took an offer for $118. Again, I paid $40 for it. So somebody offered me $118 on Grailed, which is nice on Grailed. It's binding offers. So as soon as you accept and then you put in a tracking number, the money automatically gets released to your PayPal. So I was all over that. But this was my only sale on Grailed this last week. I don't know what's up with that Grailed, but whatever. Anyway, nice little flippity flip. So let's go over here. What you got?
This is a Poshmark sale. I just wanted to show that this was something that was super. I had sent you 2 photos just because I wanted to remember what this was. But I picked this up at the bins. It weighed less than a pound. It's just a vintage suede 70s kind of a hippie jacket. It would It ties in the front, and it's a very lightweight. It's open. It's like a hippie shirt, I guess. I could picture some guy wearing this in some, tight bell bottom jeans,
or Davy Crockett,
or Davy Crockett. Sure, there's no fringe though. But it's a strange looking type of thing, but it's definitely very hippie, boho, whatever. It sold for $75. I picked it up at the bins. I paid less than $2 for it, and it sold on Poshmark for $75. Nice. It was a full price sale on Poshmark. Worthy to note that.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. I'm going to show you my one Instagram sale. This is just a really cool shirt that I got from Yesterday's Fits. I think it was actually one that he had listed on their eBay store. We went upstairs to look at some stuff he had up there that he thought I might want to buy. And I was looking on the rack at the eBay stuff, and I'm like, I want this one. Anyway, it's just a really cool t-shirt from the 1994 documentary that's called Crumb, of the same name. But Robert Crumb is a cartoonist, and his brother Charles Crumb as well. And the back has a cool quote on it. There are other versions of this t-shirt out there, but very rarely can you find the one that has this back, the quote on the back of it. And so I had somebody who I've been following for a while on Instagram and who follows me as well, reached out and wanted to buy it. And so I paid $100 for it, and he could only afford $200. And I'm like, you know what? Quick flip. I only had it up for a couple of days on Instagram. And so I was happy to sell it to him. So pretty cool little flip, but very, very cool t-shirt.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
So I saw Will popped in the chat. Will, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. He's like, oh, people are still selling stuff. Where? And then let me see.
I'm going to go ahead.
And then Gail made a comment about if you have a lot of dogs, you may as well buy it pre-filled with dog hair.
It's true.
I mean, hey, if that's what you're going to use it for,
it's going to get covered in fur anyway.
It's true. Clearly, some people don't mind.
Yep,
So,
yep.
Yeah.
And I see Leah's been venturing out on the dating scene and hitting on married women, apparently. So,
whatever.
It worked for me. She's like, she was going to hit me. All right, so let's go ahead and do some showing off of our haul from this last week.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of stuff. You got a bunch of stuff. Why don't you talk about where you got your stuff?
So I went to the bins today. I went to the bins this week with Corey, my bins buddy, my friend Corey. We usually go. We always get there when it opens, and we're done in 2 hours. We both look at each other and go, "Yep, done." It's just gotten, this particular week was probably the worst, and we think maybe it's because the kids are all out of school at summertime.
Probably.
But don't bring your kids to the bins, guys, unless they're good and they're going to stay with you. Why do we have kids running everywhere in the bins where it's already overcrowded and hot? And just no, please, please keep your kids at home, or maybe put them in a stroller or somewhere where they're behaved.
Is that was that like your public service announcement?
That was my public service announcement.
Or she's going to start yelling at them.
Well, I will yell at them, and I will trip them if they keep running.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. I won't trip them. I won't trip them.
But
I will yell at them. I have been known to go find your parent. Go find the adult you came with. I have been known. And I'm sorry, if you can't control your children, keep them home.
All right. Carry on.
So, and then Britt, who is our buddy, Britt, eventually we're going to have him on the show.
Eventually.
Who lives here in town. He's a reseller, and he's also our one of our trivia buddies. So his mom.
And he's not a bad looking fella.
He's not. He's a cutie pie.
Whoa.
Jeez. My thing's talking. Sorry. That was not what I was trying to do. Anyway, jeez. I don't know what's happening. Stuffed animal talking. I'll show you that one after. Anyway, so Britt introduced me to a lovely woman here in town that used to have several antique shops and vintage stores of some sort, and she has 2 RV trailer storage facility units, 30 foot long, 2 stories high, completely full.
Crazy.
inventory. And a lot of it is clothing. And then she also has a casita, which is like a mother-in-law apartment. That's what they call them out here in the Southwest. And that has her office in it, that also has hundreds of items. So we made a deal, and I will be picking up items from her weekly, anywhere from 50 to 100 items a week. I'm buying at least all of her clothing that she has, and then some. So we started with the clothing. So I've been twice now. I've picked up 2 batches of 75 each time. And we worked out a deal. I'm paying $4 an item. They're beautiful items, all beautifully hung, steamed, pressed, all vintage, mostly 80s, 90s, and Y2K, early 2000s vintage, which is exactly what is super hot right now. I'm just hoping I can get it listed fast enough to actually sell it.
Yeah.
Before the 90s trend is gone.
Yeah. Get on it.
So that was it that I had. So I've been picking stuff up from her, 75 pieces a week plus a bins trip. And that trip to pick up from her is under an hour. And then I do 2 hours sourcing at the bins. And that's all my sourcing for the week. And that's all I need to do right now. So I'm pretty happy with that.
What you got? Let's go.
Well, I'm going to start with my little thing that was just talking.
You just threw across the room?
Yeah. Sorry, hold please. So he doesn't have any tags. So I can't find him. I thought it was like a Five Nights at Freddy's type of thing, but maybe not. So here's this little stuffed bear. He's very soft. He's got this kind of cool tie on. It's a tie because it's got
skulls. And
it has skulls on it. And then you press his little foot.
Behind every successful person, there's a monster lurking in the shadows. Always have a point of view. Evil is a point of view.
Right? He's totally freaky.
What you doing?
I don't know who he is. So I can't find him anywhere. But I had to get him.
I like hanging out with you. Beware the company you keep.
So I think he's pretty cool. I don't know what to price him at yet because I can't find him anywhere. So if anybody happens to recognize this guy, please let me know. But I'm going to do some research. I don't know, but I'm not selling him for less than $40 or $50, whoever he is. I think he's cool
so
as hell.
He's so cute.
The other thing I wanted to show, and this is a brand that I actually learned about through my friend Corey, who went shopping at the bins with me. This is just a plushie, just a soft plushie. He's a cute little cow, right?
He's very cute.
He's real cute. He's like blue and pink and super squishy and soft. But he's vintage as well. This is from Toys R Us, and it's Animal Alley is the brand. So it's like my first whatever. In this case, my first cow, apparently. Everybody needs to have their first cow, if you like cows. Anyway, he's a little bins by too. I've also washed him and thrown him in the dryer, so that's why I'm okay with putting it closer to my face. But he should sell for like $40 to $50 as well. I haven't found any in the cow, but if you look up Animal Alley, my first one ST, not FIRST, you'll find that there are a few and they sell pretty well.
Cute.
So
cute. He looks really soft.
Yeah, they're soft and cute. Let's see. These were a Deseret purchase. And this is a brand, I just wanted to bring this is a brand that I wouldn't pick up anymore. I used to pick this brand up 5, 6, 7 years ago. They used to sell really well. And I would have recommended picking them up then, but now not so much. But the reason why I picked these up is because of the design on them. So I paid, I think $4 for these. I picked them up at Deseret, $4 or $5. So this is that brand Academics. Now, the only reason I picked these up is because this is a Native American style pattern.
Southwestern.
So, well, it says Native America right on them, and it's a Southwestern pattern. It has the heavily embroidered back pockets. So, and also in the front. So
big pants are coming back.
Yeah, I would not recommend picking up Academics in general, but if you find Academics that have this Academics Native Warriors on them, the jeans or any type of shirt or shorts or anything like that, these sell very well. These should sell for like $75. And they're good size too. They're a size 40. They're like 40, 32 or 40, 34s. So they should sell for like $75. They're really nice looking jeans. And again, academics in general, bling on the butt for women and men. The pricing has definitely gone down. That trend is gone. But I think it's because the specific Southwestern
it's
Native American.
Not quite the bling on the butt that.
And not quite the Coogee jeans. Coogee jeans had a minute too, and that minute is over. I wouldn't pick those up either. Coogee, the Biggie Smalls type of sweater thing, definitely pick up Coogee sweaters still, but I wouldn't necessarily pick up Coogee jeans.
Well, I'm just going to say, as far as those jeans go, in the words of Nate Ricks, nice.
Yeah, they're a size 40. The jeans are a size 40, and they'll sell for like $75, maybe a little bit more. I think I have them listed higher, with knowing that they're going to go on sale at some point. They are a size 40. I can't tell what the 40 what. I'm not sure. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't know, but whatever. If you're interested in them, let me know, and I'll absolutely sell them to you off the marketplace directly.
Yeah.
Let's see. 2 other items I picked up from the bins, just more of a teaching thing. Not all of them are going to be worth money, but I paid 15 cents a piece because they didn't even charge me for a book or a magazine necessarily. I know, seriously. 15 cents a piece. But these are vintage 1980s Sotheby's catalog for auction. This has, as you can see right on it, the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. It's a rock and roll. This particular one was a rock and roll auction, so it has a lot of Beatles memorabilia in it. So I think I could still, I can still sell this for. I could sell this for like $75 to $100, maybe more. I haven't been able to find this exact one. And then the other one that I picked up is a Christie's auction. So the Christie's auction. This booklet is specifically for this is also from the 80s. It's a Hewitt toy collection. So it's probably a person by the name of Hewitt that had a million toys, but what's in it is
Hold on a second. Let me see it real quick.
Right. So what's in it is a lot of tin toys. So vintage tin toys are highly collectible. And you're going to see all of the old tin litho toys, most of them made in Japan. They're still super collectible and they're still highly sought after. So this must have been a specific collection. What's nice about this is that other collectors will put, there's even some antique dolls in here. So what happens is like people that collect these type of items, like there's like some Mickey Mouse tin toys, all that kind of stuff. Popeye is one of the most popular tin toys out there. People that collect this kind of stuff will use these as reference books because they show a description of like who made it and what it's supposed to look like when it wasn't falling apart and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. Again, I think this one is one that's probably going to go for $100 or more as well, just because of the content. And you could if you look at the Christie's auction, it might have been Sotheby's, but I think it's Christie's auction that actually sold Princess Diana's wardrobe. That catalog for that auction sells for like $300 just for the catalog. So it's just a different niche for you to take a look at if you happen to come across any. And both of these one is from 1990 and one is from 1985. Just something to look at.
Very cool. Very cool.
Let's see. What else is there?
What's that?
Oh, new subscriber. Hi, Gabe RLV or Gabber LV. So new subscriber wants to know, what are the bins? The bins are the Goodwill outlets. They're in many, many states in the country. Not every state has them, but Goodwill outlets are where merchandise goes that doesn't hit the sales floor or that doesn't sell on the sales floor, and they just sell it in bulk by the pound. And it's a whole bunch of junk and a whole bunch of good stuff to dig through. So it's, that's pretty much what
some people love it, some people hate it. So
and it really depends on where you live, whether it's a good one or not. And there's definitely, you're going to find a bunch of broken glass and bugs and gross crap in there, but then you're going to find some really good treasures too. So it's all depends on how you want to source. This is another thing I picked up I wanted to talk about. This was a board game. This is actually it's from the maker of the writer of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a board game called, the ring light is reflecting on it. I apologize. Called Cash Flow. How to Get Out of the Rat Race. So this particular board game was it's complete and it's in actual like new condition, and it sells for $60 to $80 for this board game. I paid $2.
Look what Crystal found.
Oh, Chris, you're the best.
It's an animated bipolar bear.
Ha ha, that's funny. The bear is bipolar bear. I love it. I gotta write that down or I'm gonna forget it. Thanks, Crystal.
She's just over there doing your research for you.
I know, geez. So I was pretty happy to find this board game. It's selling anywhere from $60 to $75. It's a pretty heavy game, so it's definitely going to end up going in one of the like a flat rate. Mm-hmm. Like I think it'll fit. It's not very long. I think it will actually fit in a medium flat rate box. So
very cool. Very cool.
All right, and I'll let you go, and then I'll do clothing after.
Okay, so I didn't do any sourcing last week, but we actually I think we hit a couple of thrift stores when we were coming back from California. But is that a no for me? Is that a no for me?
No.
Oh,
I'm making my note from what Crystal had said about the bear.
Anyway, so I did a big buy on Friday at yesterday's Fits because I hadn't been there in a while, and this weekend still going today, but yesterday and today they're having their big 4th of July sale, and they usually on their big sales they do like $5 t-shirts. Well, they, because it's the 4th, are doing $4 t-shirts. But I went in on Friday and I actually got to go through and buy a bunch of I didn't buy a ton of the $4 ones, but a nice little stack of $4 ones, and got a bunch of other stuff, some stuff that he had set aside for me from some bulk buys that he did that he knew I would be into. So I got some really cool stuff. And then Barry, aka Afro Vintage on Instagram, he has been
Barry
on the road for like a couple of months. I don't know, whenever the virtual flea was that was in Houston, it was at least a couple months ago. And he decided to hop in his car with zero inventory and source all the way there. It's a big vintage kind of flea market kind of thing, but it's all the vintage people on Instagram. And so he sourced all the way there, and then he was just like, I'm just going to keep going. So he's been gone forever, and he's finally back in Vegas.
So funny.
And he was like, hey, I've got a bunch of stuff that I've been saving for you. And he brought over, it ended up being like a little over 30 t-shirts. He was like, if you buy all of them, I'll do $10 a piece. If you pick and choose, it'll be $15. And I ended up liking them all. And so I got all of those, and then a bunch of other ones that he brought. It was really cool to have him back in town and back to bringing stuff to my house for me to buy from him.
You can't sourcing does not get any easier than that. I mean,
no. So
somebody's bringing it to your house,
and I got to give him a big hug, so that was nice. He always calls me. He says it's like he's my big brother, and he calls me his little sis. So it was really nice to see him. So I'm going to go ahead. I have kind of a bunch of them, but I'll try to go through somewhat quickly. Most of these need to be washed or bleached like crazy.
That's my cue to move over so she doesn't.
So they don't get touched on her face. But seriously, this is one of the things like Barry buys a lot of bulk stuff from other people, but he also sells a lot in bulk to other sellers. So he's constantly kind of turning stuff over, and he likes some of the more high-priced or high-value stuff he sells himself. And then I always like it when he ends up having like a chunk of these t-shirts that he can't really sell individually on Instagram, or other vintage sellers aren't really interested in them. And then I get to go through them and get them for like a good deal. All right, so this first one, it's like this Houston Police Department, like they're raising money for leukemia. I don't know what is going on with that very sexy, very sexy cop on a bike t-shirt or drawing. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what's happening there, but he is jacked. It's an interesting angle they did for their t-shirt in 1987 there. I mean, come on. But so yeah, I paid $10 for this. I mean, I'll definitely probably sell this for maybe $70. So, and this one
so funny
definitely needs to be bleached like
they all
business.
Do. Yeah. I'm just gonna be over here going, ew.
Yeah.
I'll make that face. It's like Katy's thick face. I'll be
watch it. And then remember, originally that was your face. I told him to use my face because we didn't want to upset you. All right, I actually got two of these ones. This is the 10-kilometer turkey trot.
Call me
mellow yellow.
yellow.
And it's got the big mellow yellow on the back.
Do they still make mellow yellow?
I'm pretty sure they do. But I got 2 of those.
Jacob, the thirst is real, officer. Oh, Jacob, you're so funny.
Seriously, like I'm like this Houston Police Department. Like I feel like it's considering this other. Here's the thing. I don't know if it came out around the time of this T-shirt I'm going to show you now, but I look at that shirt. It's like the Raising for Money for Leukemia, but it gives me very like gay pride
Vibes. Totally,
because it's like super. I'm
Hey,
about to
now.
say it, a little homoerotic. I'm just going to say it.
Little hey now.
But in the same batch, and this is also Houston, is this awesome queer pride, gay pride from Houston, 1979. So this might have been from the same person's collection. So whether
That would be why the thirsty officer.
Right. So whether that Houston Police Department T-shirt was supposed to appeal to gay men, I think that clearly whoever bought it or owned it was gay. But anyway, I love this one, 1979, the year I was born, Houston Gay Pride. Just a really cool, it's got the pink triangle. Very, very cool shirt. Again, I paid $10 for this. This one I think I can sell for well over $100. Just super cool.
For sure.
Very nice, very cool piece of history. And of course I got
Jacob, I want to ask specifically. Now we really, really, really want Jen Lee to come to our reseller event. I don't know if she's going to get up the guts, but I really wish she would. Jacob, are you coming? I want to meet you in person.
Yeah.
Tommy,
and
you
Jen,
too, and
Tommy.
We want to meet all of you guys.
Some of you guys, come on.
But some of you that make me laugh every week, I really want to meet you.
Come on. Seriously. I got lots of ski stuff. This one definitely needs to be bleached like crazy, but this one says, expose yourself to the Rockies. Look at how awesome this one is. I think I'll be able to bleach
I think this is from the same guy's collection. I'm telling you. He had a great sense of humor, if nothing else.
I mean, Barry was going to so many different places, so I'm sure that these are from all over the place, because the guy bunch of ski stuff is probably when he was in Colorado.
I think that one's pretty great,
but this one's awesome. I think it's pretty funny. It's a skiing one, so it makes me happy. And again, there's several ski ones. This one's a really cool ringer tee that's like red on red that I love, and it says never had too much fun. And it's just kind of another cool ski one. I like the color a lot. Another one. This one's Miners Camp Breckenridge. It's got a great graphic on the back. Very awesome. Seriously, my boys know me well. They know to bring me the ski stuff. This one's really cool. It says Olin. I don't know if it's Olin or Olin. Olin skis. Cool graphic on the front, but the back is even better. It says, "Give me Olin or give me head." Heyo, heyo, heyo.
Again,
naughty, naughty.
I don't know where the person is that got
And
these
this is
things,
an 80s.
but
This is an 80s. This is not okay. You keep saying it like this. The same guy got
I
all
know.
of
I'm
these.
kidding.
All right, very cool. I love this one. It's naughty. I like the naughty stuff. And here's another one. Aspen, guys. Here's an Aspen one. It's kind of small. I have 2 of these. I think the other one's a blue one. It says Ski Depot, Winter Park, Mary Jane, Colorado. And then the back says, an ounce of Mary Jane is worth a pound of Aspen. Heyo, heyo. If I have 2 of these. I think this one's awesome. I love it.
I love all of those.
Mm-hmm. And then...
Well, Jen, just know that we would really love to have you here. And guess what? Reseller event or not, whenever you are ready to come to Vegas, we would love, love, love to hang out with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. This is one I paid up a little bit for, but even the ones I paid up for, I didn't have to go too crazy. It's got a little spot on it, so I'll definitely be washing this. Using some degreaser on there. But this is Halloween at the Ritz. On the back, it says Ritz. I haven't done any kind of research on this. I don't know anything about it.
I think that's the Ritz in LA, but I could
probably.
Be wrong. The Ritz Carlton.
If you look at the Ritz Carlton,
not the Ritz Carlton.
You just said that.
All right, I don't know.
And
the Ritz in LA.
79 is the date on it, and this one I think I believe I paid like $40 for this. So even the stuff I paid up on, I didn't have to go too high, and that's just a really awesome graphic.
See, and Barry's right. That whole lot is from one collection.
Okay, the entire thing. All right.
So Tommy, Katy's never been to Charlie's, but I've been to Charlie's. we might be able to make that happen on Sunday. We'll see how dead tired we are by the end of the week. If you're going to be here that long.
What's happening at Charlie's? All right.
He said Charlie's Sunday. There's
So Tommy is coming in.
I guess. I don't know.
Better be.
You've got the list of
Well, I don't know. I've been
tickets sold.
Yeah. Fear and Loathing in Park City. This is a very, very cool shirt. I don't know the history of this one either. And I don't think Barry did either, but I'll definitely look and see if I can find anything. I don't know if it's anything beyond just a takeoff of the Fear and Loathing book, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Hunter S. Thompson, and like a skiing thing, but still super, super cool. And then the last two from Barry. This one's pretty awesome. Sam Kinison. Now this one, and the next one I have.
Sorry, that was my Sam.
If you're gonna do Sam Kinison, you gotta do it all out. You can't hold back because it's definitely not Sam Kinison. Anyway, 1988 shirt. It's in really good condition. Now this one, I mean, when I looked it up,
this feels dead stock.
Yeah. I would say I'll probably be able to sell it for like 100. I don't think it's not like you would think like a really cool like 80s Sam Kinison would sell for $1 bazillion, but
no, I found
it's actually really
exactly
good size.
like this. So we have a friend here in town who was a Sam Kinison impersonator, and I found one a few years ago that had a very similar design in off-white, and I actually gave it to him because A, he's a Sam Kinison impersonator and he would and loves him, but B, it didn't sell for very much. Yeah. This was a few years ago though, so the vintage t-shirt craze was not quite as hype as it is now.
But I think I paid $40 for this. It was great because I got some really good deals, and Barry didn't tax me too much on the stuff I did pay up on. So I think it's a cool shirt. Make a little bit of money on it. And it's Sam Kinison. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's a funny bastard.
All right. Let's try not to do any impressions of this guy because it's just going to be awkward. Next we have Andrew
Hickory
Dice.
Dickory
No,
sorry.
We have our Andrew Dice Clay. This one's got a nice fade to it, nice and worn. I think I paid the same for this one. I think $40. And this one I might be able to sell for a little bit more than the Sam Kinison.
Jack and Jill went up.
No.
Okay.
No, shut your mouth. But cool shirt, very cool shirt. And that's the last of the stuff that I picked up from Barry. I have a much bigger stack that I got from him, but these are the highlights.
I've been censored by Katy.
It's true. All right, go ahead. What do you have?
All right. Well, since I cannot do my Sam Kinison impersonation very well,
nor
am I allowed to do my Andrew Dice Clay stand-up quotes.
No, inappropriate.
Whatever. Come on. 80s and 90s comedy was funny. Equal opportunity, making fun of everyone. It was great. Nobody got offended because everybody was offended. It was good. Worked out well. Okay, So this is just a bunch of the items that I picked up from my new source.
My
new honey hole source. And I just want to talk about what is 90s fashion, what is early 2000s or Y2K fashion for women's clothing. One of the things that was super big in the 90s into the early 2000s is these, we've talked a lot about cottagecore. That's more of 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and some of the 90s. But this is the true 90s stuff. These little slip dresses. So these little tiny, mostly nylon, the slip dresses with the little flounce hem, this type of thing.
Love.
Very Courtney Love. So like think Courtney Love in Whole, wearing this kind of thing, trashed with again with combat boots and a leather jacket or trashed jean jacket. Makeup. Well, you maybe could leave the smeared makeup at home.
We're talking about Courtney Love here, all right?
But yeah. So that's the type of look that we're talking about. So again, I paid $4 for each item. That one is, I think it's BCBG, which was huge. Oh no, this is vintage Ralph Lauren. So this is Ralph Lauren on the tartan label. So this is, again, I'll probably sell these because there's going to be so many. I'm not going to be as precious with the pricing as I usually am. So I'll probably sell everything in the $50 range. Whole core. No, that's not okay.
Why not?
It's not. That's so wrong. This is another one. So this is again, this is like a silk. It's just it has some raw edge hems, but that's the way it's supposed to look. So this is the outside, not the inside. And think of underwear on the outside. That was the 90s, right? Slip dresses, things that looked like lingerie, those type of dresses worn, underwear on the outside. That was the 90s grunge-ish kind of look. This is vintage J. Crew. So this is like Y2K J. Crew, that plain white tag. This is another tag. Again, this might only be a 30 to 40 range. Let's see. This is a good example of that type of dress. So this is definitely a 90s little flouncy dress with like the little spaghetti straps underneath, the double layer dresses. It's long. And then it has like kind of this flouncy hem to it, but it's a straight dress. And this is, I don't even know what kind of brand this is, nothing fantastic, but this is just a 90s dress that I will sell for, $50, $60, all of these.
What do you call that pattern? I don't know. It's just
look at a spiral pattern. That one's more like a spiral. Let's see. Sorry, the hangers are getting stuck. Bear with me. This is vintage, but this isn't any type of specific style other than I just wanted to let you know this is a brand that you want to pick up. Early 2000s, maybe late 90s, this one. Jack Be Quick.
ooh.
So Jack Be Quick is a brand. This is new with tags. So this is just a vintage cardigan sweater. So like Michael Simon is another brand for these really bright sweaters. This one has like a little bit of marabou fur on the collar. This sweater will sell for $100.
Mm-hmm.
It's hideous, but people love them. So this is one I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to sell it on eBay because of what it is, but I will sell it on Depop or Etsy. And this is just a vintage. It is not Chanel.
Well, but it's legit Chanel fabric.
It is legit. It's legit Chanel fabric that some seamstress purchased the fabric and made it into a blouse. So this is why I'm going to put this in in Etsy. I won't put it on eBay just because I'm a little bit more cautious about my eBay account.
Yeah. But I mean, technically, I wouldn't even consider this it's not like it's a fake. It's not. It's just they made it out of Chanel fabric.
Yeah, it's a very nicely made, beautiful blouse. And this is something I would definitely, throw on Depop or something like that. So
they did a good job. Like it's symmetrical and it looks good.
Jacob, DIY Chanel, she better work. For sure. So yeah, I just really, again, $4. I don't know what I'm going to sell that one for. I'll probably price it pretty high just because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to do a few, I've got like 4 or 5 more. This is vintage Y2K, early Y2K, just a kind of a party dress, but it's vintage Vera Wang. So it's Vera Wang before she sold out and started selling at Kohl's. Vera Wang was a very nice designer. I'm trying to get it to focus on the tag. Sorry, it's not working well. I apologize. I'm not going to do that for 10 minutes. It's annoying. I hate it when other people do it. But again, this is like pleather at the waist and a satin type of dress. Not, $50, $60. I've got another one of those Courtney Love whole silk dresses. Wangcore. No. No, Jamie, no. They're kind of like these handkerchief hem dresses. This is the bottom. Let's see if I stand up. You can see it better. It's got a bunch of gathers on the hem. So this is a silk. It's just Max Studio. Again, very big in the 90s. That is now cheaped out, and you can buy it at TJ Maxx every day. But Max Zara is the brand, and then they have Max Studio and BCBG Max Zara and BCBG. In general, it's all under the same umbrella of designers. So, but this one's really pretty. Another one, $60, $75. I have no problem taking, a few dollars and turning it into $60. This thing is something. I don't know. This is a Saks Fifth Avenue dress with some, blouse, sheer blouse with some heavy bling on the shoulders and on the sleeves. Those are the cuffs. Look at that. These big, huge crystal buttons on them.
You should go topless underneath.
I mean, hey, why not? I think you go with a fancy bra. Sheer blouses were huge in the 90s and early 2000s. And that's what this is. This is Saks Fifth Avenue. You'd wear a black lacy bra underneath it. And then this is the tie. So it's got the classic scarf, kind of like it's called the pussy bow. That's what it's called. You can't call it that on Macari, but you can call it that anywhere else. Macari thinks you're trying to be pornographic. See-through core. Macari thinks you're trying to be pornographic. You're not. That's actually what it's called. So secretary blouse, pussy bow. This is not quite a secretary blouse. It's a little too blingy, but it's a beautiful silk blouse. So I think I'll probably sell that one in the $100 range, actually. It's really pretty. And then I have just two more, and then Katie can show you. This is kind of the epitome of the 2000s. So this is a silk, like tunic dress with all this beaded accent on the front of it. So it's got this super deep V neck. So think emaciated looking, super skinny model that, you know, you've got the chest bone right in the front.
Yikes.
But it's a beautiful dress, and this is silk as well. And this brand is Peluca, Bayari, Ibiza. I don't know. It's not a brand that you're probably ever going to run into again, but it does sell very well. This is another one I would sell in the $100 range or so. And then lastly, I got a real fun vintage piece from her that's actually much older. So I've got this vintage wool dress with the 3/4 sleeves, and it kind of has the cowl neck with the rear zip in the back. So this is very late 50s, early 60s, rear zip in the back. It's a long, just plain modest wool dress.
It's very Mad Men.
Very Mad Men. And then it has this really great jacket that goes over it with these fantastic detailed
Yeah, the buttons are really
buttons. Cool. Let me see if I can find them. Can you see this?
Yeah, you can see it. They're very cool.
These great buttons. So this is it's like a cape jacket, and it's fully lined. So this is probably my favorite piece, because you all know how I love the older vintage even more. But they go together, and I'll sell it together. I'll probably list this for like $250 as a set.
Very cool.
And then see what happens with it from there.
I like it. I like it. So I'm going to go back to answer a question from Tommy. Tommy wants to know, how does Barry decide what he wants to sell? Because he always finds you good stuff. Well, here's the thing. If you follow Barry on Instagram, I don't know if he's still in the chat or not. I haven't seen him a little bit. But if you follow him on Instagram, he is at Afro Vintage. You will see he is constantly sourcing. And so that's where, when you're building relationships with other sellers within this community, people who you can work with and buy from or sell to, it's all about, you know, do you have what they need? Do they have what you need? Mm-hmm. And so that's why it works so well for me to like buy from somebody like Barry and to buy from somebody like Jesse at Yesterday's Fits, is that Barry's business, I don't even know if he's listing as much now.
I don't think
he never was really like listing on eBay at a high volume or anything like that. If you follow him on Instagram, he is constantly out. It's like, it'll be like, here's my haul for today, and it's like a bazillion things. And then the next day, and here's what I got today, and it's a bazillion things. It's ridiculous. And so it's just, for the way that he works, it doesn't make sense unless he wanted to hire a bunch of people to do all of it for him. It works better for him to be out there getting the stuff and then selling it to other sellers. Of course, when he has really cool pieces that are going to sell for a lot of money within the Instagram vintage streetwear community, because there is a different aesthetic of what is appealing to that particular audience. He definitely he's smart. He knows to show that kind of stuff, and then he sells it to people for the higher prices. And then he has a lot of bulk sales to other sellers. And it's the same with Jesse. It's like they're all about volume. They have endless sources of inventory. And so they need people who are going to continually come in on a regular basis and buy from them. So they need people like me, as well as people who are going to buy at the higher prices. So it's very symbiotic. It works very well. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I got from yesterday's fits, and then we'll be done. But I got some really cool stuff. I love this one. This one I only paid $15 for. It's a little small. It's definitely.
I love this one.
Yeah, this looks like it's probably 70s.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
see, 1977. And it's cool, but it's Linda Carter. And of course, for those of you in the know, and I'm sure that some of you guys in the chat, that's actually Wonder Woman. And so I'm not even sure. Vikki was like, oh, he must have charged you a lot for that one. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, who knows how much I'll be able to actually sell this for. But, if you're a young 25-year-old like Jesse, maybe you're not.
He maybe didn't know it was Wonder Woman.
He might know, but it just says Linda on it. But it is Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. Very, very cool shirt. It's pretty small, though. It says medium, but it's probably more like a small.
I
cool
love
shirt.
this too. Jacob says some of us did that twirl. Listen, listen, girl. I did that twirl.
Yep.
A lot.
So I bought this for $15. I'll probably list it for $100 and then hope to get minimum $65. So it's a cool shirt.
If that were bigger, I would probably have stolen that one too. I don't know. I love these.
Not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. You don't know.
Steal stuff.
I could fit one boob in.
I think you pay for it because remember, this one over here doesn't let me steal stuff. I have to pay full price. And even then she bitches about it because for some reason that's somehow taking something from her. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I paid how much you were going to sell that Tales from the Crypt throw, and you still bitched about it.
It's true. I give you everything else.
Huh?
I give you everything else. I give you things all the time.
Not when it's stuff that I need to sell. All right, I think I got like 3 or 4 Christian T-shirts, which always do well. This one, I think I paid $15 for this one. It's the Bible verse one. Says pray hard. Little streetwear thing going on. Single stitch. All my
pray
Christian
hard
stuff,
so your knees are worn out from kneeling and praying. That's
inappropriate.
what it's from. It's not inappropriate. That's what it's from. The knees of the pants.
Anyway, made in the U.S. Single stitch. I will list this one probably for $100. Again, hope to get at least $65. Here's a Budweiser takeoff. Another one. This one says, I love you, man. It's got the Bible, and it says, let me share my light, the light of the world. And it's got a Bible verse there. It says Jesus Christ.
It's definitely a takeoff on Budweiser. Even like
this one's a little goofier. I might sell for 50 to 60.
The text is close, so
yeah. Might sell for 50 to 60. And then this one's my last Jesus one. Made in the USA, 90s T-shirt. And this one's got the cross. And it says, I asked Jesus, how much do you love me? This much he answered. He stretched out his arms and died. So this is like a very more serious Christian one. But again, I'll probably list most of my Christian ones I list for $100 unless it has like some crazy graphic that needs to sell for more. But the Christian ones sell pretty fast for me, anywhere from $75 to $100.
And every single one you sell.
Pretty much. I think I have a couple that have it, but for the most part, yeah. All right. So I got a lot of like really low price stuff, but I paid up for some stuff. The next couple of shirts probably pay up the most for. This one right here, look at this, guys. This LA Gear. This is like the classic LA Gear all over print T-shirt. Look at those colors.
The volleyball.
It's got such a nice fade to it. All over print, all the way out on the sleeves. Single stitch.
Oliver Prince.
And I actually paid $100 for this, but I will sell this one for $200 minimum. Just a ridiculously awesome T-shirt. I love it. Quit looking at your phone. Get off your phone. Pay attention to me.
Something just sold.
So you can find that out later. This is the other.
Sandra says, I can smell that guy.
This one is the other one I paid up for. I paid $100 for this one as well. It's got some pink on it. I'm going to need to bleach the crap out of it. It's got like a pink tint to it. Somebody washed it with something red.
Ren and Stimpy.
I will be able, it's from 1991. I will be able to clean this one up and sell it for at least $200. Ren and Stimpy stuff is a double-sided, sells really, really well. Great graphic on this one. And
I swear I had that shirt.
Is on the changes tag, which means it most likely probably sold at Hot Topic. And back in the day when Hot Topic had the best T-shirts, awesome movie and television.
Stimpy, you idiot.
Yeah. Vikki's doing all of her impressions today.
I am.
They are all terrible. All of them.
Tommy wants to know, what's your new red skull thing in the background?
So that's actually a birdhouse. Our friend Daryl, he does some really cool art and stuff. He doesn't do it for a living, but he does do it kind of on the side.
Didn't I buy that for you?
No, that was like a freebie.
Right.
She bought a poison one.
That's right. And
then he like just sent in an extra one for me because he knows I love the Misfits, which I'm actually wearing a Misfits t-shirt right now. Technically, that's the Crimson Ghost, which is was an old movie. But the Crimson Ghost is what was kind of stolen by the Misfits as their kind of sort of mascot kind of thing. So it's Misfits Crimson Ghost birdhouse. But I have it there because I'd rather have it there than outside with birds. Just saying. This one is super stained. Is going to need the bleach treatment. But I did pay $50 for it because it's amazing. It's got Hobbs. It says no guts, no glory. This one is from 1989.
One of the things that you may or may not know about Calvin and Hobbes is Calvin and Hobbes does not license their stuff.
Yeah.
It is very, very rare to find Calvin and Hobbes t-shirts or clothing or
it has like copyright on it and stuff. But
yeah, it's very rare. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it exists and it is copywritten. But if you are a Calvin and Hobbes fan, you are going to you're going to have a hard time finding licensed Calvin and Hobbes items. So.
Yep. So I think this was awesome. It's got the whole ski thing going on. Great graphic. I paid, again, $50 for it. I'll probably price this pretty high. I'll probably try to get $150 from it. But I think it's a very cool shirt.
Hey, ladies. Vasquez Vintage.
Hello. Dee-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-boo. Jacob. Mommy, can I go out and drink tonight? That's pretty funny. Mommy. All right, UB40 guys.
Red wine.
You gotta sell it. You always go. You go, red wine. You make me feel so fine. You keep me rocking all of the time.
I don't remember the rest.
Anyway, UB40, 1988-89 tour. Very, very cool shirt. I think I paid $30 for this one. I believe. Very cool. It's very thin and worn, but like in the best way. So very cool shirt, single stitch.
So Big Mac, just to let you know, there are only 280 tickets entirely being sold, and we're about a third of the way sold, and it's been on sale for just a couple of days. We only put it in our Boss Facebook group and talked about it on our channel to have our most loyal watchers or friends that first opportunity to jump on and purchase tickets because it will sell out.
I'm going to be releasing a lot of the presenters this week, and we're going to start pushing it on other people's channels. And the
presenters that are going to be coming are going to be announcing that they're coming and talking to their followers as well. So I wouldn't wait is all I have to say. I mean,
it's always hard to say. It's always hard to say when it's
they could sell out this week. They could sell out. They could take another month. We don't know.
All right, next up, this is another one I actually paid $50 for, but it's such a cool graphic. 80s Nissan Speedway Final. This one I will be selling for. I'll probably put this up for like $150 as well. It's just a crazy awesome graphic. Really old. It's got the Heft tag on it. You can barely see, but it's an 80s t-shirt. It's got that nice thin worn feeling to it. So it's just a really cool shirt. Almost done, guys. Last two things. This is very cool. This one I paid $60 for. It is a tank top, but it is Slayer tank top with an awesome graphic. Nothing on the back, but it does say
vintage Slayer tank top.
Single stitch.
It's a good size, which means you got some big
Brockham tag.
Brockham's a good rock tag.
Yeah, it is. And it's just a very, very cool tank top, nicely faded. I will try to sell this for at least $150 probably. And again, paid $60 for it.
Is Danny, aka the niche lady, going to be there? So Danny lives here in town. She's a friend of ours. She's not a speaker or a presenter, but I don't know if she has purchased a ticket or not yet. Katy has the ticket lists. She may. She's part of our meetup group. She's our friend that comes to our local meetup and stuff.
All right, next up, guys, this is the last thing I have to show you. I think I paid like $30 for this t-shirt. It is dead stock, new with tags. It's on the Fruit of the Loom tag. But let's see. Don't say anything. Although you can kind of see that from the back. I don't know. So they might be able to read right through it. But somebody tell me, what do I got? What is this? What is this T-shirt?
I knew right away.
Yeah. You can pretty much read it right through the back because it says it on the back. But this is a dead stock T-shirt. Super awesome. Again, I think I paid like $30 for it, but it's nice big size. It's an XL dead stock.
Jacob said, "Oh my God." Yep, Sandra got it.
1995, Milton Bradley. Let me show that again. In the back, cooties. Nice big on the back. In the front.
I think it's so cute.
It's even got a sleeve hit. Cooties. Anyway, very cool shirt. So
I think that's your most valuable pickup on.
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't done any research. Who knows? There might be someday. You never know with these because I might go look it up and there's like 50 of them. So it's like you really never know. But I paid like $30 for it. I think it's a really cool shirt. Good nostalgic shirt for anybody who was a kid at this time. I was too old for this to be like a big thing for me, but you probably know more about it because you had a kid.
Mm-hmm. I had that game because my kid played it.
Yeah.
It was annoying because it had a lot of little parts. all the games with lots of little parts for little kids. Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We got to wrap it up because we have to get going. You've got to make a pasta salad here.
I got to
in the
make
next
pasta.
half hour because we're going to be going to a 4th of July barbecue. I'm looking forward to getting in the pool and then taking my nap. I like to take a nap at their house. They always tease me for it. But I'm telling you, you get in the pool, in the sun, drink a couple beers, and next thing you know, it's nap time. And this one over here, she likes to be in the pool for like 5 hours straight. I can't do it, man. I'm like 45 minutes in the pool. Give me a nap on the patio. Put me on the patio furniture. Let me nap it out. I don't see the problem. And she's okay with it, though, because then it means she can stay even longer. Mm-hmm. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Happy Independence Day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend with your friends, with your family. Get outside. Mm-hmm. Try to do something outside.
Yep. If you have any questions at all about the Boss Reseller Remix, do not hesitate to reach out to us or talk to people in the Boss Facebook group. There's been a couple of threads that have been going. There's one thread that started today about some people have been talking who are kind of nervous or scared to kind of take the plunge and come to the event. We really, 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 really hope that we get to see as many of you as possible. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it if you do decide to go. And it's
like our own little mini eBay Open.
Yeah. And the thing is, eBay Open is usually in like July when it's super, super hot here. This is going to be in October, so it's actually probably going to be like better than eBay Open as far as like the weather goes.
Mm-hmm, totally.
And personally, I think the content's going to be better. eBay Open virtual this year is just finally, after years of us making this suggestion to them, they are finally having quite a few sellers present. Mm-hmm. And because I think seller-driven content is way more interesting. But as many of you that can come in October, we would love to see you, love to hang out with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a lot of our attention because there's not, instead of 3,000 people, we've got 300. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys, enjoy the 4th. Drink a beer for America. Take a nap, whatever it is you need to do.
Napping sounds good.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.